What should we make of the Memorandum of Understanding between Canada's Prime Minister and Alberta's Premier? Well, it certainly caused wildly different reactions across the spectrum. Danielle Smith was booed by her base at mere mention of the MOU.
I hope people today feel a lot more confident than Canada Works than they did a couple of days ago.
An environmental champion, Stephen Guilbeault, resigned his cabinet post based on his strong opposition to the deal. So, what does the deal do exactly? Well, on the one hand, at a high level, it's a collaborative document in a moment when national unity is critical. It's an attempt by the feds to buy political peace with Alberta, to address a sense of Western alienation, to diversify our conventional energy exports from the U.S., and yes, to secure a less confrontational path to some climate action. But less action than one might have expected if we're being honest with ourselves. I mean, we gave up a lot, too much probably, for any short-term peace. It represents climate backsliding and a distraction from the ambition we need. Now, in fairness, let's start at the start. The MOU's preamble tells us that Alberta and Canada are committed to achieving net zero greenhouse gas emissions by 2050, to establishing Canada as a global energy superpower, and to respecting Indigenous rights holders. It then sets out a series of mostly laudable objectives, from cutting red tape to providing economic opportunities for Indigenous communities. The main and obvious tension is the goal to increase production of Alberta oil and gas while simultaneously reaching carbon neutrality. Is it even possible? Well, in theory, maybe. The idea is that so long as the world relies on fossil fuels, Canada should reap the economic benefits. And there's a logic to that, of course. Better us than the United States or other countries with poor human rights records. But it's also true that it'll be a real challenge to make the intensity of oil sands emissions globally competitive for those final barrels. Knowing this, the MOU ties a potential new pipeline through northern BC directly to a massive carbon capture and storage project. The downside, though, is that it'll cost billions in public subsidies, and experts call the tech expensive, unproven, and a distraction from global decarbonization efforts while allowing the oil and gas industry to conduct business as usual. The truth is that in a future net zero world, there is not a strong business case for new fossil fuel infrastructure today. The oil and gas sector is already our largest single source of emissions, and a significant expansion of production is likely only viable in a non-net zero world, which seems to be what the MOU is betting on because that's what it commits to, a significant expansion of oil production and export of at least 1 million barrels a day above the status quo of over 4 million barrels, through a combination of a new potential pipeline and expanded capacity on Trans Mountain, the only trans rights, by the way, that Premier Smith seems to support.